Hi, my name's Dave, and this is my son Owen, and we are going to fix our Exmark laser mower that needs a new throttle cable put on it. And my son here, Owen, we call him Mr. Fix-It. This is like such an easy fix. I think he can do it. So we're going to walk him through the repair and walk you through the repair. So if you ever have a problem with your Exmark laser throttle cable, you'll know how to fix it. So we're going to give it a shot. So here we go. So what we have is a Exmark laser rider that realized that there's an issue with the throttle cable. So basically what you can see is there's like no tension on when you move it back and forth. It's just it normally feels like a little bit of tension when you're moving up the throttle to rev the engine and then back, and there's just absolutely nothing there. So basically probably what happened is the cable underneath probably broke off. Kind of had this with the older mowers. This is an older unit. I think this is probably about 7 years old or so, 6, 7 years old. So you kind of had these issues pop up every once in a while. So we're going to fix it, and we're going to walk you through the repair. First thing we did, as always, is we get the serial number off the unit, which is located on a plate, which I can show you on the side of the unit here, which is located right down on the side of the unit. Right side, operator side of the mower, back behind the hydraulic steer mechanism, there is a plate which has both the model number and serial number. Can you point that out on there? Yeah. So basically you want to reference them whenever you're ordering a part for one of your units, just so you got the right part for that particular unit. There's so many different of these Exmark lasers, that you got to make sure everything matches up. So basically we took that number, went down to our local Exmark authorized repair shop parts guy, and told him what the issue was, gave him our part numbers, and he came up with a throttle cable for us, which is right here laying on the driveway, which I opened up here. Basically it comes with the whole assembly. It's one piece. Oh, can you help me out here, buddy? So comes as the lever at the top, which mounts to the control plate, and then the cable that runs to the engine. So I'm assuming probably this cable underneath where this wire mechanism connects is somehow broke, or something happened there that's not working anymore. So we're gonna tear into this and get it done. Like I said, pretty straightforward, easy fix. It's not gonna take us long. Sun's going down, so I think we can do this pretty quickly. So, as always, just for safety, what do you think we ought to do first, Ellen?
Disconnect the battery cable.
Okay, good idea. So let's do that. So the battery is located underneath the seat of this particular unit, as is with most units. Can you get it, buddy?
No.
All right, just this lever goes to the back, and then you gotta pull it back. There you go. All right, so the battery should be right under there. All right, so why don't we just disconnect the negative cable?
7/16 inch.
We got our wrench here, which is a 7/16. It's one of these ratchet guys. It makes it a lot easier for us. So why don't you do that first, though? We'll disconnect that negative cable. How old are you, Owen?
10.
10? How long have you been working on mowers?
For a year.
For about a year now? Okay. All right. Owen's pretty mechanically inclined. He likes to fix stuff, and this is like right up his alley. So I'm gonna let him kind of take charge here, and I'm gonna kick back. You take the cable off yet?
I took out the nut. There's a washer and a nut.
Okay.
You hold this.
I'll tell you what we ought to do. Yeah, you can put it in a cup holder. That's cool. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll put it like right back into the terminal where it came out, just so we know where it is, and just make sure that cable is kind of down and away from the terminal. And you should be good. All right, so with that done, basically what we need to do now is take this control panel off. Pretty easy removal. It's got a screw in each corner. Total 4 screws. You need a Phillips head screwdriver, which John already got in his hand, and actually a couple of our screws are missing, so we don't have to worry about them. So why don't you take those screws out, and we'll remove that control panel and start to get underneath there where that throttle cable mounts to that plate. You can that much stuff. Okay, so you got the screws off, Aaron?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So what are we gonna do next?
We should take the key out.
Yeah, why don't we take the key out and set it aside here? Why don't we put that in a cup holder as well, with the screw from the battery. All right, so we got all the screws out, so we got access underneath this control plate. Let me come around the other side so we can get a better view. See what we got going on underneath there. All right, it's a little messy, a lot of grass and clippings in there. We should clean out while we're here. But all right, so we got a lot of wires in here, but it looks like the PTO clutch plugs in there. Why don't we just unplug that so we can move us around a little bit. The ignition switch behind that can be unplugged as well. Is that gonna come out okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes there's little clips in there you gotta pinch together
that one.
to release it.
These ones have clips.
So you hang it up, hold that up so we can see a little better.
And a wiring unit.
All right, so let's unplug the other two. Okay, keep on going. Now you gotta remember what plugs in where, right? There you go. All right. There's one more plug in the back there. All right, good job, Owen. So you got all these plugs disconnected. You know where everything goes back, hooks back up. You know, if you really want to get into it, if you want to be safe, you know, you can like get some masking tape and, you know, kind of really label each one. But I mean, they only go one place and they're only going to fit one configuration, so it's pretty straightforward. So I think we're good there. All right, so now that that's done, we can kind of flip it back over and let's take these knobs off. Let's take the knob off the throttle itself. That red knob should pop right off. You can do that. Why don't you do that? This is your job, so you're gonna do most of this. All right, put that in the cup holder. All the parts are gonna go in the cup holder. Okay, so that's good. All right, let's flip it over and see how that throttle cable looks. So now that we're underneath there, the plate there, you see any problems with the throttle cable assembly? Is there anything wrong?
The throttle cable snapped off the weld.
Oh wow, let me see that. Yep, pretty much what I thought happened. All right, so there's your problem.
Good one, bad one.
Yep, the choke lever is all in good shape and the throttle cable broke off. Okay, all right, so that's our issue. So what we got to do is basically get that choke assembly
There's two nuts on each
off
side.
off this control panel plate with these two nuts. And Owen, what do you got there? You got a wrench?
I got a 3/8.
3/8 wrench? All right, cool. That should do it. So why don't you get them undone? Make sure you don't drop the screws or the nuts down into the engine area, and put them in a cup holder so you got them in a safe place. All right, so you got that one all disconnected?
Yeah.
All right, so pull that out of there, and then let's see. We got to trace where that wire goes. That goes down through here, and then around. That's the fuel filter, all the way around to the back of the engine, and hooks onto this mechanism right here. So yeah, this right here is your throttle adjustment cable. So the cable comes right on here. So basically, we got to take that off, and it should just pop right off. And then you'll see the cable hold down here. See this cable hold down? Why don't we disconnect that first? So that just helps hold it in place. All right, so we took the choke assembly off the ignition panel, and
It's the throttle bed.
oh, I'm sorry. The throttle assembly. We took the throttle assembly off the control panel. Just two, nuts that mounted underneath. Unconnected all the plugs so we can get access to it and everything. So that was pretty straightforward, and easy. Now we basically trace the wire, the cable, back to the adjustment back here. So you got to take the cable guide off. You got that done? All right. So you set that aside. Make sure you don't lose it. We're gonna put that up in the cup holder with all the other parts.
Set it in here with the tiny wrench.
Okay. All right. So So let's just take a look at this cable for a minute. So this cable hooks into this mechanism right here.
It just kind of slides in.
And it just kind of slides in and out, and it goes right in this hole here. You can kind of see how the wire is configured. You know, it's a little bent that way, so it just kind of slides in and over. So before we take that out, just kind of let's look where this wire goes. It goes down behind the gas tank. It goes through a wire guide, a little loop down the bottom there. Can you see that?
Yep.
Watch your arm there, bud. And then it goes up underneath the tank, and then comes up into where, you know, it mounts to the control panel. So, all right, so let's go back to the beginning here and disconnect. Okay, and then we're just gonna pull it all the way out. You sure you haven't done this before?
Nope.
Nope. All right. All right. So there's your bad one. So let's just set that aside. And let's bring the new one in. And basically we're gonna have to thread it through, just the opposite of what you just did. So thread the end of the throttle cable down through. Find the guide that it kind of threads through. It's right behind that filter thing. Yep, let's see. We gotta clean some of this grass out too. What a mess. Alright, that's cool. So feed it through there nicely, and there you go. Just have to have it facing the right way. All right, so you thread it through the cable guide, and then let's just lay it down across the back here. And you had a cable guide that you took off back here. So why don't we?
Let's hook it on first.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Probably a better idea to hook it on first. All right, so we got to put the cable into the, you know, throttle adjustment over here on the top of the engine. So can you get that on there?
Yep.
So you gotta bend that.
Dad, let go.
Okay. You're the boss. Did you get in there?
Yep.
All right, cool. And we're through the cable guide?
Yep.
All right. Getting kind of dark out here. We're running out of daylight.
Yeah, so you have to put this cable guide back on.
Okay, so put the cable guide back on. So that's right next to where the cable hooks into the throttle adjustment. So there's just a little cable guide. It has one little screw there that I was going to hook. Okay, how we looking?
I'm tightening down the screw.
Okay. Adjustment.
It goes in the middle hole where it came out of.
Okay.
And it just kind of wiggles in.
Okay, cool.
After, yeah.
Okay, so we're all put together back here. The throttle cable hooks into the adjustment screw right here, right, Ellen?
Yeah.
And then you just got done tightening down the guide there. So that's all in good shape. And then that throttle cable runs roll right down here through the cable guide down in the back here. It's kind of like threading a needle, and then it goes up underneath. Let's see where it goes up underneath. It goes up underneath this assembly here. And then here's the other end of the throttle assembly. So we got to mount that to the bottom of this. You got to make sure it's going the right direction.
Gotta feed it through there. Actually, yeah, gotta feed it through there.
Okay.
And you gotta get the 2 bolts that you put on. Dad, you have one over there.
What's that?
You have the bolts over there.
Okay. So they're in this little cup holder with all your parts and stuff.
There should be 2.
All right, so we got 2 of these right here. Okay. All right, man, we're rolling now. We're on the downhill side of this repair. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, right? You're going, yeah. You're going loosey.
For me, it's
You're going loosey on me. All right. All right, so we got to connect the plugs to each thing, right?
Yep. Okay, so this plug goes here.
All right, this is better. All right, so that hooks on.
That goes on there,
Okay.
and this plug just goes on there.
All right, so everything matches up. Everything was the way it was.
Uh-huh.
So like I said before, if you want to label things just so you're sure what goes where, but I was pretty good at memorizing how things go. And all the wires seem to be connected. Just make sure that ignition thing's tight all the way down, because it looks to me like it's a little loose.
Yeah. What's that going on over there?
So you got the screws to put in the to mount the panel back on.
Need the next
And here's the other screw. Yeah, it's always good to get, like, kind of get them started. Don't tighten them all the way down, so you can move the ignition plate around a little bit as needed.
That one's in.
And like I said, I think we're missing 2 of those screws. There should be 4 screws, 1 on each corner, but over the years, I don't know what happened to the other 2, but it seems to be secure. So where's the little knobs? We're gonna put the black knob on the choke, and red knob on the throttle. So they just pop right on. Just push them on real hard.
Choke. That one.
All right, so that leaves us with reconnecting
Battery.
the battery. All right, cool. So grab that cable. Here's the nut and bolt you took off.
And the wrench.
And the wrench.
Let's take these off. This one went like this. Alright, it does work.
Right, you tight. There you go. And then I think we're good. Let's we gotta put the key back in. Put the key back in the ignition switch, and then let's put the seat down, fire it up, and see if it works.
Alright, let's move our stuff back.
All right, so put the seat down, and then why don't you hop on there and fire it up and see. So I want you to test out your work. So let's start the mower up, and then once you get it started, we'll adjust the throttle and see if the engine revs properly, like it should. Good idea. About halfway. Grab the motor. Work? Good job. All right, so we finished. What did that take us, about 20 minutes maybe?
Yeah.
About 20 minutes. So that's cool. You did a good job, man. High five. Thanks for watching our video tonight. Owen did an awesome job tonight fixing that throttle cable. He is very, like we said, we call him Mr. Fix-It. He likes doing this kind of stuff. And we have another repair coming up. Our next video will probably be fixing our landscape trailer because we need to do like a whole new wiring harness on it. So Owen's excited to get that underway. So that'll probably be our next video that we post. You got any words to say?
The lawnmower.
And we got a lawnmower to fix too. We got another mower we can fix too. Got to put a hydraulic motor on, a hydraulic pump on that mower as well. So that'll be coming too. We got a lot of repairs to do. So thanks for helping me out. Give me nucks. All right, so after watching this video of me and Owen repairing stuff, I've realized that I have to stop saying